we are doing a full rundown on Avengers Campus and what to expect in the upcoming weeks, all across the Disneyland Resort, on today's episode of My Arizona Adventure. Alright guys, so let's talk about Avengers Campus. So last Friday was the opening of Avengers Campus. It was quite the event. So we had guests at the Harborside entrance as early as 4 o'clock in the morning, which is crazy. Yeah. So people were prepared to get into Avengers Campus. At 7, the first ever boarding groups for web slingers, or the boarding passes for web slingers went out, and they were gone within 2 seconds, which is crazy. You don't expect that kind of stuff to go out that quick, and I'm like, it's going to be difficult for a lot of people who really want to get on the ride, but you can't. Also, parks opened for Harborside at 8:15. Once Harborside, the mass majority of Harborside was let in, they let in Mickey and Friends. So be prepared if you want to get in early. Make sure to be either staying at the Disneyland Grand Californian Hotel, or be sure to be staying on Harborside or come in through Harborside, because you'll get in quicker. Mickey and Friends just opens, I think they open at 7, so, and then you have to wait in that long line in the tram route. So, anyway, back to Avengers Campus. So, Avengers Campus, in my opinion, the day went as Disney expected. They wanted that first day to be a huge cash grab, and it was. All food from every location, almost all food, was sold out within 2 hours. Every single mobile order, 2 hours. Can we expect to see this happen a lot in the future? Yes, we can, because everybody's going to want the food from Pim Test Kitchen, and they're going to want their shawarmas from Shawarma Palace. But I think the mobile ordering for Pim Test Kitchen is a good idea, because it's a sit-down-esque restaurant. It's almost like in my opinion, it's a Smoke Jumpers. It's Smoke Jumpers marvelized. And for the Shawarma Palace, who wants to online order a shawarma from a cart? It's like ordering popcorn on the Disneyland app. No one does it. But could we see Disney eliminate Shawarma Palace from mobile ordering in the future? Possibly, but it might take some time. So we've talked about food, we've talked about boarding groups. Let's talk about that crowd, though. Holy cow. Guys, that crowd in Avengers Campus, the land was at 100% capacity. Literally almost half the park was in Avengers Campus at one point or another, which left the entire, I think the highest Radiator Springs Racers got was about 45 minutes, which is really low for Radiator Springs Racers, because that's been at 3 hours in the past week. So certainly Avengers Campus is really dying down the park atmosphere. You could literally ride Incredicoaster 3 times. It's like that taking up. There was a standby queue to get into the land, and it was about a 4-hour wait. I don't know how people were able to wait in that line for that long just to get into Avengers Campus. We're going to talk about my plan and what I think you should do if you want to visit Avengers Campus, because you're going to need a plan if you want to see Avengers Campus and get into there and see the shows and ride the ride. I have 2 separate plans, both involving the boarding group of SpiderMan. So let's get into that. So this is my idea if you don't want a boarding group for SpiderMan and you just want to get in there to get food and see the shows and buy some merch. If you don't want to get a boarding group, I would suggest holding off. Mobile orders are usually open until 5. So if you get there at 8 and say you want to go over to Soarin' right in the morning, go over to Soarin' or go to Radiator Springs Racers. Don't let those high value rides get dropped from your day, because it's going to be a crappy day if you don't get to ride like Soarin' or Radiator Springs, because like those are fun rides to ride. So I don't go right in the morning if you don't get a boarding group. Go explore the rest of the park. I would say by noon, go mobile order for 5. Explore the rest of the park more. Maybe if you have a lunch res at Lamplight, go to Lamplight. If you don't, go to Smoke Jumpers or go to Award Wieners. There are many other great food locations that you can eat that aren't Shawarma Palace or Pim Test Kitchen. Those, in my opinion, are dinner. So don't let Avengers Campus take out of your day, because it will. Because if it's a 4-hour queue, you can't just pop in and out of the land as you please. They have one entrance, and it's over by Carthay Circle. They don't have Hyperion entrance or Cars Land entrance open, and I don't think they're going to be open until late July, because Disney is trying to push people in one way and not it's basically one way in and one way out, and people sometimes don't want to leave because they're afraid they won't get to come back in, or they'll have to wait 4 hours to come back in. So if you don't get a boarding group, just enjoy your day and then go visit at night, go ride Guardians, and then see if there's any mobile order times available, because that crowd in there is going to be crazy. Now, let's flip it over to if you get a boarding group. If you get a boarding group for SpiderMan, a web-slinging adventure, my bad. Webs. I don't know the name of the ride. The SpiderMan ride. How about that? If you get a boarding group for that, go right into the land. Go get in that queue and get into the land as soon as possible. Get your boarding group done. Get food. Go see the shows. Go shop. And go ride Guardians. And then enjoy the rest of your day. Because the basically main thing in that land is riding SpiderMan. And from what I've heard, it's basically Midway Mania, but Marvelized. I haven't personally ridden it yet, but I will hopefully get to ride it. And I like it. If you want to be in there early in the morning, make those mobile order spots right in the morning. Not even when you get into the park. Make them when you're out in the Esplanade, because you'll have time. It's literally going to take you 10 minutes to get from the line to the front gate. So take your time. There's going to be so many crowds in that land. Like, have fun with your day. Don't let your day be in a line or in a crowd. Enjoy California Adventure for what it is. And right now, it's a fun place to be. Just all over the place. You could literally go ride Grizzly River Run if you want to 5 times in what it would take you to go get in line for Avengers Campus. And yeah. So sorry, my head's like crushing my brain. Let's talk about what we could see with July 5th or June 15th. June 15th, Governor of California Gavin Newsom has stated that he is not going to completely. He stated that he might not completely do everything the way he originally intended to do it. But is Disney going to listen? No. Disney's going to go about their business. Out-of-state guests will still get to use their reservations, and this is all speculation. And maybe capacity will hopefully stay at 35, because Newsom said he's not gonna like allow changes in capacity, which I'm like, Disney right now with their 35% capacity, I mean, they're losing money, but it's not that much. I mean, compared to the 100% every day, millions of dollars coming out of Disneyland. It's just, you're gonna get different stuff. So we talked about Avengers Campus, what to do if you get a boarding group, and if you don't, we talked about those crowds. Goodness, there's no social distancing in that land, and I feel bad for you if you guys have a fear of the coronavirus, and with that much crowded of people, like, there's barely standing room in that land. I'm gonna be honest right now, like, it's a Bugs land, and there was already not enough space when they had a bunch of fake clovers in there. So, and then they take all that out, and it's just one long stretch. There's no like cutting off pathways unless you want to exit the land. But I just really hope Disney can figure out the way to make Avengers Campus. In my opinion, another opinion I have is they should do what they did with Galaxy's Edge. Why? Because those time slots for Galaxy's Edge worked. They were able to constantly get people food and get people in and out of the ride, and people were having a good experience and not having to wait in a 4-hour line. So we talked about Avengers Campus. Let's hop over to Disneyland. Man, Disneyland is a whole different ballgame right now. Wait times are fluctuating. Like, on the opening day of Avengers Campus, the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run was a 35-minute wait all day long. It was really nice. Pirates ran at about a 45-minute wait. Indy, they're still doing the virtual queue for Indy, but I have a feeling once the 15th comes around, they're going to eliminate outdoor queuing. They're going to eliminate the virtual queue from Indy. I think virtual queue will always be a thing for Rise, and because it's an experience, it's not a ride, it's an experience for you. But Disneyland as a park is running smoothly. We're seeing, like, capacity is supposedly at 35. People are like, there's no way it's at a 35 with these wait times. What you're seeing is the socially distant lines are taking up space in the park. Like, if you walk through New Orleans Square, the socially distanced line for pirates runs down New Orleans Square, and you're probably all like, wow, it's crazy and it's packed, and I'm like, no, you're okay. Alright guys, I think that's all we have for today. Thursday we're going to be doing another video talking about Disney just a week before. They have lifted the stoppage of out-of-state. We're going to talk about the first day of out-of-state visitors. I'm going to keep a very close eye on what happens on the first day of out-of-state guests. So, thank y'all for tuning in. I love being a help to everyone here, and we'll see you next time. Peace.